Okay,
It's
cool.
like on my end.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. So, hey everyone. We are live. It's to catch us if you can. It is a great unlock. It is a group chat. To be fair, we talk like this all the time among us, but we felt like we would share our talks from time to time with the greater community. So we are out here today talking about manifestation, but it's hitting hard this week for me personally. So I wanted to talk about moving in silence, guys. Okay, I'm gonna do this without trying to complain bitterly about a few people,
Good
but being
luck.
the operative word, yeah. Just the importance of moving in silence. It's something that is really attached to like this soft life type of movement where you kind of just go with the ease, go with the flow, do the allowing, yada yada yada. But there's something to it. It's something I've adopted from like 2 years ago, but I've found out like how related it is to momentum, like the momentum of your plans. Say you're planning on doing something. It's like it's not a big deal, but say you're planning on doing something and you go and you say, okay, I'm gonna go and tell my family, like, yeah, we're looking like something simple, like we're gonna buy a new car or something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or so and so's gonna get another job, or we're looking for another job, and they're like, oh, great, da 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 da. And then everyone in that moment has their opinion, whether they share it or not. And then somehow things come up. Maybe someone's late, or it rains that day, or and what seemed like it was moving in the right direction starts falling apart. And you're like, hang on a minute. I'm doing everything on my end. My people are doing everything on their end. What's really good? And it's because you didn't move in silence. Because these things are about energetic momentum. But when you get different energies involved, sometimes they can pose resistance to that momentum. Where are you
Absolutely.
guys at with that?
Yeah,
Because,
I've had that
hey,
happen before. Yeah, you got to be careful who you share news with, right? I guess you could put it that way. Like, you don't share bad news with certain people because they're just going to amplify it. You don't share good news with certain people because they're going to poop all over it, right? Like, I think it's that same idea when it comes to the group dynamic. What do you think of that, Corey?
Well, I mean, I
Not to
think
put you on the
it's
spot.
no. Because I'm glad you brought this up, Shem, because I honestly been dealing with that a lot this week. Not me personally, but just it was on my spirit to kind of talk about like worrying about other people's validation. And I think
Mm,
ultimately what you're saying is if you are one of those people that allow other people's energy to restrict or make it better or worse, if you're relying on someone else's energy, that is going to ultimately affect your manifestation. So I
absolutely.
like saying it like this. Don't tell nobody until you manifested what you wanted, because the purpose of you telling them is to create a witness for what you're trying to manage, what the process that you took. So, for example, if I'm trying to manifest I'm single and I'm trying to manifest a loving relationship, right? There's no testimony until I've actually received that loving relationship.
Right.
So, there's no point in talking about it
Until
because
it
now
bears
you
fruit.
invite until it bears fruit.
Yeah.
Because now you are just inviting other energy, and then when it doesn't bear fruit, people gonna look at you and say, "Oh, well, see that manifestation stuff is no, that's just some stuff people talk about. You need to go
Hmm.
back to church or something like that." That's what's gonna be the next thing said out their mouth. So I think it's important to not tell everybody what you're trying to do until it's done, because that's when you bear the fruit that you can bear witness to that particular fruit. So I'm glad you brought that up because ultimately that's going to be a big part of manifestation. And when we have that conversation on the 25th, there are rules to this stuff. There's little caveats that, that go with the process of manifesting what you want. And this is certainly one of them.
Yeah,
yeah,
Certainly
absolutely.
one of
yeah.
them.
Yeah, and for me, it's less about being fearful of other people's projection on you,
Yes.
less about saying, well, if I tell people, then they'll put their bad words on me. And it's not about that. It's more about on a scientific level. If I'm trying to send a clear signal out,
Yep.
the easiest way for me to send a clear signal is to send just one signal.
Yeah.
It's like
have
ordering
nothing
a
blocking
pizza.
the signal.
Nothing,
Yep.
just the signal is clear and single.
Correct.
And just
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
you don't
think
leave
that-
it open for other people to come in and add their bad noise to
Right.
it. Right.
Now, I will
That's not-
say this: if you
Yeah.
got people who are aligned with your purpose, like I don't mind telling you guys stuff that I may be doing
sure.
because you're aligned with what I'm aligned with. So I know the energy. It can only be a boost of energy, a boost of frequency if it's aligned with the right people. But unfortunately, you don't know if they're the right people or not until after you have built that. Now, again, if these people you built a relationship, you know you guys on the same frequency, then cool. But just telling any and everybody, even family members, this stuff I would
especially
never tell
family
my
members,
family
dude.
members. I wouldn't tell them. I don't tell them most of the stuff I do because
Yeah.
ultimately we not on the same frequency. So, you know, that I think that's a big part. It can go against you or it can work for you. This is what I'm very clear about the duality of it. It isn't just wrong. It isn't just bad or isn't just good. It can be whatever you choose based on who you choose to share your information with.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the field doesn't care, right?
Yeah,
The
the field don't
concept
care.
of good or
Universe
bad
doesn't-
is just
yeah.
a thing
Source
here. Like it
don't
doesn't care. Like
Source doesn't care.
yeah. Oh,
And
you
that's
want to
what-
have car
Yeah.
problems?
Yeah.
Okay, well here you go. Like
Cool, that's
you're
what
so
you
dang
get.
focused on it, you know?
Right. Yep.
This is why
That'll make you
group
happy.
prayer works. This is what it's based off of. It's that. It's like when everybody pray for sister this or brother that. It's like it's that, but it's the science behind it. So like you said, if you're with aligned people, if you're with people who are on the same frequency as you and really truly just wouldn't interfere in anything that you have got going on and only like want your highest timeline, that's what they're going to put their energy towards. Oh, yeah,
Correct.
Corey wants this. Yeah. Every
Correct.
time I think of Corey, I think, yeah, Corey's going to have that thing soon. Yeah, cool.
Correct.
It's not the same energy.
Yeah, I would say another thing as well. When it comes down to family members or even down to institutions, anything you got going on in your life, I think the reason why a lot of people realize that while I'm doing all these things, affirmations, it doesn't work, is because they're not really being honest with themselves. Because a part of all of this in manifestation, it also comes down to this point. Just because you don't like something, it doesn't mean you don't believe in it. And I'm going to explain what I mean when I say that. What I mean is that you may not like someone in your family, and that's okay, but often you believe that you have to put up with them because well, they're your uncle or they're your brother or your sister. But unfortunately, when it comes on to you trying to manifest and keeping these people around you, which is often what happens, it creates resistance because not necessarily what the ill wishes on you, but what you're telling yourself, what you're telling the mechanics of your body, how the brain works, because the brain cannot process all the information. So it's very selective to what it decides to process, and it usually processes only what it is 100% sure of,
Right.
which leads to then what you're gonna manifest. So if you doubt yourself on something, guess what? You will manifest that doubt, literally.
Yeah,
So that's
I
why
would-
clearing your field and all of that is very important. And I think that's part of it, of manifesting, is being honest, really honest with yourself. Like where
I would boost that definitely, because that would be a whole thing regarding what we're talking about with the upcoming event, because there's a whole thing around limiting beliefs when it comes to that kind of stuff. Yeah, definitely. I know I will go into that much more in depth during the event, but that is part of it. Absolutely. So
we actually just got a comment here from Ray Moria, and it says, I think to manifest, you have to change the way you think, and it's hard, especially in a stressful state, which speaks a lot to what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say as well, you do have to change the way you think, but also it's what you allow. what you allow yourself to believe, because there's often a contradiction between the thing you say, wow, I don't want this, I don't like this, oh, I love to have this, but then you're allowing yourself to indulge in beliefs that are the opposite of that. So it's not just what you think. If it was just what you think, it would be pretty much easy. You just would think something and that would be it. But it's the emotion, the attachment to that situation. You have to really clear your field.
The attachment and how long that's been there too. In a lot of cases, not to say too much on it, but like, how long have you had that limiting belief? Okay, so now you're doing this, and you're like, this has been here forever, and this just barely got here. You know, like it's not going to get around it.
So this is what this event is about. It's about also allowing you to spot the particularity in your life where you may ask us a question, say, this is my situation, what do you guys think? And we will be able to tell you, listen, this is what you're doing here. Because unless sometimes you need other people to point it out, because you know, you don't have the courage to confront it yourself. But when someone else is telling you, you're like, okay, all right. So so this is why I think that being a part of that event is important.
Yeah.
For sure.
I would definitely say this is it. Listen, even if you ain't into whatever, this is the event to come to, because most of us are experiencing what we're talking about. So it's not just us talking about something we read or something we heard from somebody else. These are things that we put in practice. And this is the only reason we came up with this particular event, was because ultimately, you know, I come from the OBE community and all that stuff, but none of that means nothing if it's not changing what you're going through right now. Because if you're not changing what you're going through right now, then all you're doing is looking for some kind of some escapism tactic to experience a better realm one experience. Which is funny, because I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie. What's the movie with Leonardo where they were sleeping in the dreams?
Inception.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a part in that movie, and I love the part in that movie. It's where they go into the basement. It's the old Indian man. And he got all these people hooked up to the machine so that they could dream. And he said, "Oh, these people just spend all day dreaming," and it really made me think about the OBE community and all of that. Escape from an escapism perspective. So you know, you'll get to a point where all you want to do is experience something that you're not experiencing right now. And that defeats the whole purpose of us even being here, right? Yeah. We're here to experience exactly what we're experiencing now, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So the way this event, what it is meant to do is to teach, and this is why I told y'all the last live we did, when you come, bring a notebook and a pen and paper, because this isn't just you sitting here listening to us. These are actionable items that you can take and apply, and then come back and say, hey, that worked for me. Yep. And so just to answer that question or that comment that was posted, it's hard to do because most people don't really know the actual process of doing it. And I think they hear stuff on YouTube or here and there, and and if you watch that movie, The Secret, or read the book, it doesn't give you a lot of details. It just say, think about it all the time and it's going to happen for you. Well, that's not really the total piece of it. And then obviously the people who made that book, they don't want to tell you the real secret, because then you won't need the book no more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to give you the secret so you don't ever have to talk to me again about it.
Definitely.
I don't care. I don't want you to depend on me.
Do you actually want this to work?
Do you want
we're going to tell you how it works, because we've lived this.
And you do it and then start applying these things. So that's why I said this is probably the best one to be at. We'll have great ones, but this is a foundational piece.
Yeah.
If I had to say anything like that, it's a foundational piece.
It is, because like you were saying, it's not about escaping. It's about really just homing in on making sure this life is as dope as possible for you.
Yes.
So you're not running away to Dream World or running away to OBE World. You experience it as it comes, but you can be in your full empowerment, knowing that you don't have to be scared to say, well, if they ask me to stay, I might stay, because that's a real
Right.
thing as well that
Yeah,
people
yeah,
have yet to realize they may
yeah,
experience when they go over
yeah.
there. But
No,
there'll be
listen,
nothing,
hold on, Shim. Let's
you know what
sit
I
on that
mean?
one for a second. Because listen, that's where I was after about my third experience. I was like, if they ask me to stay, I'm staying. And that would have alleviated all the good I've done to help people over the last year. If I would have got that opportunity. And listen, because I said that, eventually that was going to be proposition to me because I've already manifested that as well. So eventually that was going to get proposition to me, and I was going to say yes and stay. And then I haven't done my work. So this manifestation one is important because now it's going to show you how you can have a great experience here while you do your work, because you are here for a purpose. We all here for a purpose. We're not just here to be here.
Putting you in the driver's seat instead of being in the passenger
Correct,
seat.
correct. And I say that a lot, Bless. I'm glad you said that because I talk about that a lot. A lot of us are living our lives in the passenger seat. And this way, this event is going to help show you how to live life in the driver's seat, you know. And it don't make driving that easier now. Don't get it twisted. You still got to drive. And you still got to go over the bumps and the bruises, and there's some ice on the road, and you still got to pump your brakes and all that stuff. But you're in control, and I think that's the biggest part of, you know, where this whole thing needs to be going.
Yeah, and I think as well, leading a life of convenience as well has worked against people a lot. They haven't realized that, but you know, just because something is common, it doesn't mean you have to do that.
Correct.
And yes, it's not comfortable sometimes, but these are the thing as well. It's so layered, and all these many layers that you take for granted because you're just like, well, you know, that's what people do, then therefore I'm doing this, and you know, that's how people manifest. Well, I'm gonna follow that. And the self-reflection, the existential questions, and how important they are into also your ability to manifest, because just because someone telling you do this, do that, it is not enough. Specifically, if you fundamentally you don't understand what this is, what but how your body function. Because even on a scientific level, there is explanation. They know. They're just not telling you. They know how your body react, how your brain react to things, and how it poses resistance. Hence why you get programmed from the very first time, and that's for you to decipher that. However, that is what we want to do for you guys, to actually give you this first input so you can be like, okay, I didn't know about that, and then make your journey from there. Because like Corey said, we're not trying to create a codependent relationship. And then again, codependency is another issue in manifestation. This blocks you in the way you should be freely manifesting. But that's some things that you allow to take place, and now you have to recognize that.
Can I ask y'all a question, and then maybe we wrap it up soon after that? Why is this important right now, kind of given the state of the world and what a lot of us are dealing with? Like, why now, you know?
As things begin to unravel more and more moving forward. And this is not to speak from a place of putting anyone in fear. Just as you move forward, do you want to go along with the insanity that's been playing out before you for years now? It's just getting sillier and sillier, isn't it? Why don't give your power away to that? We'll show you how to use it for yourself, and you can go your own way. Literally, any way you choose from here, you can do that. You absolutely can. That'd be my hot take, at least. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
definitely. Go next, Corey. Go.
Yeah, I was just gonna say everything he said is spot on. Like, what's the alternative? Like, you gonna continue to do this shit? Like, that's crazy.
Are you sick of this yet?
Like, we all know the definition of insanity is continue doing the same shit over and over again, expecting a different result. We all have heard this on movies and jokes and comedians, but it's probably one of the most truer things that you're gonna find in this construct. So what's the alternative? Like, you've done everything else and it's not working. You're constantly in a state of fear. You're constantly worried about whatever they telling you to worry about, whether it be World War III or aliens or this or that, or the financial sector or the political. They always keep you worried about something. And that worry keeps you in fear, and that fear keeps you outside of control and outside of love. And so if you can't operate in love, you can't operate in control. And now you are literally just, you're the effect instead of the cause. And that's that. In order for us to get, all of us to get where we need to go, that has to change. So yeah, that's my little 2 cents on it.
Go on.
Okay. I would say, why not? Why not? Why not? And the reason why I would urge you to ask yourself this question is because if there's one question usually that changes everything, is the contrary question to a paradigm. So I would say, why not? And answer that question. That's all I got to say about that.
For me, especially when life be hitting me in my face sometimes, and I don't dodge the way I want to, and I don't weave the way I want to, I'm saying it gives pause and gives you a question like, this can't be life. This can't be truth. How much times have you really asked yourself like, hang on a minute, this can't be it? When I feel so much more, when I know I'm so much more, how can I justify all of this being good enough? You can't. There comes a time where you can't justify the outcomes that you're seeing repeating in your life versus how you feel about yourself integrally. And the truth that you know about yourself, like, okay, I feel this God spark, but why am I not seeing it like on the outside? Why am I not seeing it relayed back to me on a constant level with some sort of consistency? And it's that consistency that manifestation, mastering manifestation, gets you, because you're going to manifest anyway.
The good or the bad.
You're doing it already.
Yeah, you're doing it all the time.
So it's about, okay, so if I'm doing it already, then there must be some setting that I haven't quite tapped into. It's that. And we're not, okay, we're going to keep the numbers small because of the fact that we want to be able to sit down and actually talk with you. We take the last hour to talk with you guys and to actually go through person to person. You'll be popping up on the video. You'll be saying what you need to say, and you'll be hearing from each of us. Between all of us, we'll tell you about 95% of our OBE stories, our life stories and all that, like, will stay private. You'll hear 5% of it generally out there. So when we're pulling from our knowledge about this is the space where you'll be able to hear a little bit more, and as to the why we've done what we've done and why we're doing it the way we're doing it now, and how you can maneuver. Because the bottom line is, if we all pop off tomorrow, if we've helped you guys to not make this round one situation hit you in your face so hard, then I'm good with that.
Yep, absolutely.
Hence the whole one-on-one situation. So
and then you guys can take that situation and you can apply that to, you can approach somebody else in your life, like keep the ripple going,
plain and simple. Yeah. So hope we answered that, Melekta.
No, you didn't. And Shem, you're right here with Ray Moria. They're saying, I'm not scared of change. Anything will be better than this never ending, same thing every day, boring circle. So
correct.
Yeah.
I think that resonates a lot in this community.
I understand.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think talking about manifestation, if you're watching us right now, it is for a reason. There's a level of manifesting that take place, like Shem said, by default. It's just for you now to decide, do I want this type of manifesting or that type of manifesting? So if you see us, it is not a coincidence.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
There are no coincidences.
No, there are no.
Oh, Malek, the people aren't seeing your link. not to interrupt.
Are they
the
not?
flow,
Are they
but
not seeing the link?
Yeah, they're not
Oh,
saying.
you know what?
Shamamonda, you might have to
You
send
might
it
have to do it.
I'll
because
definitely
YouTube will
do
just
that.
block it since there's a URL
Are
in
you
there.
seeing the
Okay.
comments? though?
However, is the grand unlock and part of the manifestation is to do what you got to do. So you go on that website, you go on that event. It is not difficult. You just go and you register. Now we are going to post it, but nothing. When you really want something, trust me, nothing's gonna stop you.
It's not going to stand in your way.
Ain't gonna stand in your way. And you know
Yep.
what? I had to acknowledge that for myself. I had to be honest about the things I went beyond to go and get. Beyond, because just because I wanted it and I knew that I can get it.
Yep.
It worked the same.
Funny that. How much times have I exerted myself beyond what I should have for others?
Oh yeah.
The
too.
for less than stuff that even made me happy. Just doing too much for too little.
So go do too much for yourself.
Go do that.
Go do too much for yourself.
Yeah, you said it. Beautifully said. Exactly.
So I know we're pulling up on 25 minutes here, and I know we're trying to keep it to 20. For the website, it's The Great Unlock. That's GR the number 8 UNLOCK.com. And if you go there, all the events, we have 6 months of events listed. You know, look to see what resonates. The first one there is the manifestation event, which is going to be on January 25th, next Sunday.
Cool.
So I'm gonna say one last more thing for me as far as I'm concerned. You all have it in you. There is nobody in the world that cannot manifest what they desire. If you believe that you can't, you're under the illusion. Period. So that's what I would say.
Cool. I guess I guess we'll leave everything in the descriptions. We'll put it in the community post. Just make sure it's available to everybody with ease.
All right. So I just put it in the chats with some spacing. I don't know. Hopefully people can see it. Awesome. It looks like you can see it. So just
We'll
make sure
definitely.
the spaces aren't there. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll post it from Awaken to Joy as well. So it will be on everybody's platform, on Corey's, Blessed, anyways, guys. So if you really want to find it, trust me, you can.
Yeah, we'll make sure you guys get a link. We're still figuring out a little bit of this as we go. So forgive us.
Yeah, life doesn't have to be so shitty, guys. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
And a lot of us picked to have very interesting upbringings, very eventful upbringings, and now we've come to a stage in our lives where we're just like, no, this is the cruise control bit. Where is the button at?
Yeah.
That's what that's about. All right, so we'll see you again next week. We'll be sharing some of these talks. Some of them will be a little bit more personal than others, but you know, you are on the frequency. If you've bumped into this impromptu live, then you clearly are on the frequency of it.
Right.
And we'll see you again soon. Hopefully this brought a little bit of joy to your heart, a little bit of pep in your step, a little bit more knowing that you as a God spark are more than capable of manifesting what you want. You're doing it anyway. You just need fine tuning. That's all it is. And once you have that tool, you'll have complete power over that. Complete. You don't have to spiral. You don't have to spiral anymore. All right, cool. So everybody, love. We'll see you soon.
Ciao.
Ciao.